Homesteader family, welcome back to the journey. Welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. Why did I do it Monday again? Because yesterday I was busy. This past week we've had some decent weather. We've had some cloudy weather, but luckily no rain until today. Today it started at about 4 o'clock and we're supposed to get several days of rain. So we'll see how that turns out. But I got a bunch of fencing done. I got the animals grained, hayed, watered. Brought some water from the restaurant over for the hot tub. Got the hot tub filled back up all the way. It was about maybe 40 gallons, maybe 60 gallons at the most that I needed to top that off. I haven't topped it off in several months. Got the back deck put on yesterday. So for those of you that saw the post, I got a small little deck put on. I'm going to make it bigger, but I've got to make some changes first. So I'll show you what I mean out here. So you can see the shed comes over farther. So I'm going to add on to this. But what I'm going to do is I need to take out this big dog cage thing that I made and then get a piece of fencing to go from the corner of the shed and then wrap around to connect to this pen. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to cut the fence here and wire it to the outside fence that I did and then tear out this whole front fence, and I'm going to run a temporary fence right next to the solar panels down to the fence out there, because eventually this whole thing is going to be a giant dog run. So this will give the dogs about 2.5 times what they had. For this little pen right here, it will go out to there. And then once I get the solar building built over here, the power station building, then they'll be able to go all the way to that shed. And then at the front of the second shed is a fence line that goes all the way around, comes all the way around in front of the solar panels. You can see it way out there, comes out, comes all the way around, comes down here to this U shape. And then here at this U shape is where I'm going to have water trough. And then from the water cisterns right here, I'll have a line to the water trough and make it easy to water the animals. But for now, like I said, I'm going to go just next to the solar panels, which will kill a little bit of my solar income because the fence is going to cast a little shadow, but it shouldn't be too bad. But that's going to go out to the fence line there, and then there have a nice big area right here to give them a little more space. So some things I'm doing that not necessarily needing to do right now, like putting on a back deck. But I did say, I just looked at my list for my New Year's New Goals 2025, and doing a temporary front deck and possibly a back deck was on that list. So I'm just now doing that. I am going to do the fence stance of temporarily opening up more space for the dogs just to give them more area. And then, as everybody saw on my post, I also put the doggy door in down below. I finished the skirting on the shed here for this shed. I haven't started the skirting on the second shed, but then that way that at least stops on the cold and hot air, because we're getting ready to go into a bunch of cold air again for the next, I think, 4 days. We're in the 30s. And then we're going to start getting warmer for the days, but the nights are going to end up dropping down into the teens and 20s. And we have that for at least the next 10 days. So with all the cold weather coming in, we know that this mini split up there takes a lot of power. And after having all these nice days, you know, I don't quite want to go back to not having heat. So I do have my shed set at 80, so it's nice and warm in here, nice and toasty, and I get a couple days break. We have like 3 days of rain today, tomorrow, and the next day. And then we get 2 days of clear weather, and then we're supposed to get more rain. So I'll get a few days of break, be able to just relax, take it easy, recoup, and then turn around and go forward for a couple days and then recoup again, and not just be a lazy dog like Chubbs, or Max right here, or Mickey and Minnie over there. So for those of you that or on my personal Facebook page, I shared my video, which is on YouTube. Was I'm 32 now, and a deadline of 8 years or something like that is the title. And that was back when I was at my house, which is only like 8 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever it was. And I was talking about I only have till 40. Now I have 2 years, so 6 years ago. And I was talking, I had 8 years to hit my goal. And my whole goal since I started into the homesteading thing was I wanted everything done, built, and just be to my maintenance era by the time I'm 40. So now I'm 38. That gives me less than 2 years now because I turned 38 a couple days ago. So I'm already burning through my time. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make that or not. Most likely, I'm not going to make that because we all know I got to build a house. That's going to take at least a year. I've got the barn to build. I got the power building to build. I got the bathhouse to build. And then I have a lot of fencing to do. And there's definitely no way I'm doing all this fencing in 2 years, let alone greenhouse and gardens and orchard and everything else. So I'm definitely running out of my deadline that I put on myself way back then to have everything done by 40. Am I going to have it done by 45? I don't know. Am I going to have it done by 50? I don't know. But I am going to try to grind out as much as I can in these next 2 years and try to get as close to that goal as possible. Like I said, I'm going to do a lot of fencing this year. That's going to free up a lot of feed money because as the animals have more land to eat on, like in Colorado, I don't have to feed as much because they have land to get food and minerals and nutrients from, and then I just supplement feed. And the more buildings I get built, like this year I'm going to do the power building, I'm going to do the bathhouse, so that's 2 less buildings I have to worry about next year. And then next year maybe focus on the house because like I said, I'm most likely not going to focus any energy this year into building a house. I think I'm going to spend more time in getting the fencing done, getting the dog pen open, getting the animals into a lot more land than I originally planned to do. I just went down and talked about getting more fencing at Tractor Supply, so that's going to be shipped in. That's going to take about a month, maybe a month and a half till that comes in. So I got month and a half to get money together to come up with the money for the fencing, and then that give me more fencing to get more stuff done. So little by little this year I'm grinding away. Little by little I'm getting more projects done. Yes, I'm doing projects that aren't the most important, like a deck on the front or deck in the back or temporary move-in fence for the dogs. But at the same time, I look at it this way too. Like I've told everybody about the 9-to-5 jobs, you only have one life. You only have a very small amount of time on this planet. It goes by fast for most people. And I want some comforts. I'm 38. You know, I've started over multiple times. Little by little, trying to get there. And I'm at the point now, if I want a little bit of comfort, I'm going to do a little bit of comfort. So if I want a front deck to be able to not have to walk out on the dirt immediately or have a more stable platform at the door when I bring stuff in and out, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to have a little 4x8 deck back here on the back with the chair that I'll be able to sit out here with or without the animals and just be able to have a cup of coffee and look out through the woods, which come spring, I'm not going to look out through anything because it's all going to be just leaves. But just be able to sit out there, relax, and more so the dogs. If I sit on the front porch, the dogs aren't out there. If I sit on the back porch, I can hang out with the dogs while I sit out on the porch. And they love it already. So that's what I'm going to do. Going forward, this upcoming week, like I said, we've got a bunch of rain this week. Then we'll have 2 days. I'll be able to get out. I'll do more fencing. I've changed my fencing plans already. I'm not fencing the animal pen directly right now. I'm indirectly doing the animal pen because I'm working on the fencing up here. I'm about halfway down my driveway across the top of the mountain here, And then I have a long way down the mountain to Purdom Lane, and then I have all of Purdom Lane to go up. So eventually, the animals will be all the way up here to the shed. So I'm indirectly working on the animal pen. But since I plan to do the first pen first and then open it up and have them come up here later, it's not really working on their pen right now. But that's why I got another 75 panels, so that way I can go ahead and finish the animal pen. But I am working from here going down and get that worked on. And then with the other rain coming in, I won't be doing too much. And then after that, I'll be back on fencing. So spring is coming quick. I'm already seeing growth of new grass, new weeds. Some of the trees are already starting to bud. They haven't broken the buds, but all the buds are nice and fat, ready to explode for spring. Spring's only a month away. So we're slowly getting there. Rest of the upcoming week is just going to be taking it easy. There is one thing we all know: I don't sell stuff on this channel. The VA, we all know I talked about the VA. I had people ask me my health stuff. They sent me these vitamin B12 tablets. It's the Sino, whatever. It's the fake B12, and I don't do the fake stuff. And I did go on to a company named Native Path. Like I said, I don't have a code for you to get me money and stuff like that. But I found out with the VA stuff they gave me, for B12, it's hard to gain B12. You need a bunch of these other vitamins that go with the B12. So I did go ahead and get some of those. That was $100 and some. I got 8 months supply. You get a 30-month supply in one dropper. You do 1 drop a day. And I've been doing that. So we'll see come fall when the VA has me go in and do my new blood work and all that type of stuff, if that's going to help. But just like I talked about the coconut oil that I'm doing, that helped me out. And now I got the B12, so I'm trying that out. And so far, I do see a lot more energy. I'm not yawning as much as I was. I've actually been getting up earlier and putting in longer days doing fencing and getting accomplishments done. So that's just a little thing to throw out there. The Native Path, I think it's nativepath.com, or just Google Native Path and that will come up. And the more you buy, the bigger the discount is and everything like that. But I don't do a bunch of things, but that is something I'm trying. And it seems to be working so far. I've only been on it for, I think, 4 days. So I won't know for the long run, but when I go back in this fall for my blood work and all that stuff again, I'll find out if that's changed. So just want to throw that out there. And with that, that's all I have for this week. No new baby animals. I do have some goats that are plumping up. I do have some cows plumping up. So it looks like this spring I'm going to be having the next batches of babies, both baby goats and baby cows. Everybody's fat and happy. I know everybody wants an animal video. One of these days I'm going to get up there, make an animal video. It's just fencing, try and get all that work done. And I'm not into all the editing videos quite yet. So you just got to sacrifice for a Chubbs that just loves the chest rubs. And that's going to have to be the animal fix for now. Of course, I did a chicken video, so you guys got to see them with the chicken legs. And I say that, and he knows, right? Chicken legs? Oh, chicken legs. He knows chicken legs. So with that, like always, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. Stay warm with all the storms coming up. Stay safe with all the icy roads. Like always, have a great week, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.